Welcome to Estadio BBVA for tonight's Concacaf W Champions Cup match as CF Monterrey hosts Alianza. Alianza, the side out of El Salvador, and Monterrey, the Mexican side competing in Liga MX Femenil. Hello everyone, I'm Maura Sheridan. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Let's take a look at the weather here in Mexico. Bit of a humid fall night, 78 degrees. And for these two teams, on different stages so far in this tournament, just one game so far for Monterrey. As we take a look at the standings in Group B. So the two NWSL teams, Gotham and Washington, at the top of the table right now. Gotham just played last night and they beat Vancouver. And also important to note, Gotham reigning champs, they won this tournament in the last edition. But for Monterrey, they've just played one game. It was against Gotham, and it was a one-goal loss. So they still have a lot of time to get back into things here in the group stage. For Alianza, this is a team that got off to a very rough start in this tournament. A 7-0 loss to Washington to begin their journey here in 2025-2026. Then they bounced back a little bit against Gotham in September. It was a 2-0 loss, but 0 shots on target in that game. In general, Alianza has not scored a goal in 2 matches played, but they are the most successful club in El Salvador history with 10 titles on the women's side. So great chance on the road for this Alianza team to show what they can do. And Monterrey, just the one game so far, looking to climb the table. Concacaf W Champions Cup. It's the best clubs from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. The ultimate goal to crown a champion. We have 2 groups of 5, so 10 teams total. And both Monterrey and Alianza participated last year, but Alianza did not make it out of the preliminary stage, so this is already a step up. And for Monterrey, they just barely missed. They're a point off of Gotham to make it to the semifinal. So they obviously want some revenge here in year 2. You need to be a top 2 team within your group to move on to the semifinal. Each team gets 2 away games and 2 home games. And the winner qualifies for the FIFA Women's Champions Cup and the FIFA Women's Club World Cup. As the fans looking on, ready to support Monterrey, a team that has kind of struggled throughout this Liga MX Femenil season. It's Apertura. They did win the Apertura in 2024. That's the reason that they qualified for this tournament for Concacaf W Champions Cup, but off to a slow start right now in the Apertura here in 2025. Actually let go of their coach after a 4-0 loss to Tigres just a week ago. So Amelia Valverde is not the head coach anymore for Monterrey. She was a head coach when they played Gotham. Now it's Leonardo Alvarez who is taking over on an interim basis here in Monterrey. All right, we'll pause now. Processions for both teams, Monterrey and Alianza. And then we'll get you set on the starting 11s for both sides, introduce you to our referees and kickoff here from Estadio BBVA. about ready to kick off here. Monterrey, Alianza. Concacaf W Champions Cup. Get you set on the starting 11s for both of these sides. For Monterrey, a couple of changes since that 2-1 loss to Gotham a couple of weeks ago, including in net. Both of these teams actually making changes in net from their last Concacaf W Champions Cup game. Well, there's Manrique, who will start. And Samantha Valadez as well for Alianza, two starting keepers. Captains meeting in the middle, Diana Garcia, the captain for Monterrey, and Priscilla Ortiz, the captain for this Alianza side. Both of those players on their respective national teams. For Garcia with Mexico, for Ortiz with El Salvador. Our center referee today is Sapphire Stockman of Costa Rica. And here's the starting 11 for Monterrey. Manrique in net. I mentioned that change in net. It was Ana Paz, the starting keeper. They go with a 4-2-3-1. Player to watch out for. Restrepo scored in the last game the lone goal against Gotham. And then Birkenrode has 5 goals, tied for the team lead this year. Christina Birkenrode has been a staple since 2020 with this Monterrey roster. Look to lead the way for the Liga MX Femenil side. Final words before they step on the pitch. They are wearing blue tonight. Alianza in white on the road. And here's the starting 11, a 4-3-3 formation here. Now, Valadez started the first game as a keeper against Washington. She made 10 saves in that match, and then they went with Roxana Vega in game 2, who didn't make any saves against Gotham. So it's back to Valadez in net. And of course, they're hoping that Monica Rodriguez at the top, the 9 today, can get something going along with the rest of this front line. This Alianza team has not scored so far in this tournament through 2 matches. No, Alianza will start with the ball. The side out of El Salvador, and we are underway. Monterrey, Alianza, Concacaf W Champions Cup. I'll mention that 7-0 loss for Alianza to begin this tournament against Washington. It was also a home game against the Spirit. The Spirit scored 2 goals in the first half, but 5 goals in the second half. And Alianza in that game was outshot 27-1, 17-1 in terms of shots on target. It's not a, could have been even more lopsided when you consider that Valadez made 10 stops. Well, there's Leonardo Alvarez, the interim head coach for Monterrey. Well, Valverde, former Costa Rican national team head coach, led them to 2 World Cups. Just got let go from her position with Monterrey, so she's no longer the head coach, and Alvarez steps in. And there's Luis Sosa, head coach for Alianza. It was a much better showing for Alianza the second time around against Gotham, just a 2-0 loss. And it was actually scoreless at halftime. So Alianza's been better in the first half than second halves of matches so far in Concacaf W Champions Cup. It's rolled out to Priscilla Ortiz, the captain today for Alianza, and then quickly intercepted. Seo Pasenwe, the South African, driving in the box with her left foot, takes a shot. And it's bobbled, but then grabbed by Valadez. Seo Pasenwe came in off the bench in the last Concacaf W Champions Cup match for this Monterrey side. He's 31 years old, very experienced player with the South African national team, won the African Cup with that group in 2022. some heavy hitters starting or coming in potentially off the bench for Monterrey, including Lucia Garcia, the Spanish international, and here's Birkenroad. Garcia has scored 5 goals this year. He's tied with Birkenroad for the team lead. Launched up, wide open header, Valadez rejects, and a wonderful opportunity that Garcia can't convert. She was all alone. Understandably so, Valadez not too pleased with her defense there, and just slips in behind us Garcia, and it's point blank. Ashley Webb got caught defensively ball watching on that for Alianza. On the side from El Salvador, it's really going to play it more like a 4-5-1 today. So Pasenwe possessing now for Monterrey. Monroy. Now Restrepo. Marcelo Restrepo had the lone goal against Gotham in the first Champions Cup game for Monterrey. Blazing forward. Push wide to Seo Pasenwe. In the area, off her right foot, bends it high, and it's out of play. Oh, a couple of good looks for Seo Pasenwe to open this match just a couple minutes in for Monterrey. Liga MX Femenil side. 6 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. Tigres is in first place right now in Liga MX Femenil. Monterrey mentioned that they won the Apertura in 2024. Things have been off to a bit of a slow start in 5th place right now. Coming off a 1-0 win against Toluca, but things really soured after that 4-0 loss to Tigres. Well, they have higher expectations for this team, for this club. It's been very successful, Liga MX Femenil. Well, the defense gets there first. It's Santana Presley trying to clear, but unsuccessful. Given back here to Monterrey. Calderon. Off the swing, passes off. Garcia. Monroy. Bit of a heavy touch to Birkenroad. Weaving through. Looking to push the pace here, Alianza. Right into Silva. Monica Rodriguez. Pass intercepted. Oh, for Monterrey in their first Champions Cup game against Gotham. NWSL side scored 2 goals in the opening 25 minutes of that game. It looked like maybe things could really get out of hand, but Restrepo with the response. It was back and forth for the rest of that game. I think a big conversation, no shots for Birkenroad, who's on the ball right now. You want your leading scorer to be a little more involved than she was in that match, and Gotham was one of the best defenses in the NWSL, did a good job of neutralizing her. Off the takeaway, off for Rodriguez. Manrique, the starting keeper today, 23 years old, Paola Manrique. Anna Paz was the starting keeper against Gotham, and this team's trying to put the pieces together in terms of their starting keeper. Pamela Cajonar, real staple with this side, made 3 saves in a shootout to win the Apertura in 2024, has been out with a dislocated shoulder. Garcia fires right into Ortiz. Restrepo. Now the Colombian. It's been at World Cups, Olympics, and then most recently in Copa America with Colombia. Just narrowly lost to Brazil in that final, one of the best games you'll ever see. It's 4-4, and then went into extra time and a shootout, an epic shootout. And Brazil ultimately won. A disappointment for Restrepo. Webb. born in California. Now with this side out of El Salvador and Alianza. Manrique, who joined this club in 2024. Long strides ahead here for Monterrey, and it's broken up. A frustration there for Restrepo. Off the throw from Irma Hernandez, the 25-year-old for Alianza. Webb. Alisoto, the 19-year-old, surging forward into the 18, rejected. Stepping to Presley. Oh, Presley, 24, played college soccer at the University of Louisiana Monroe in the United States. Stands strong defensively against Alisoto, one of the most exciting young players, not just for this Monterrey side, but for the Mexican national team. Seo Pasenwe. Here comes a corner kick for the home side. Oh, Valadez directing traffic. It will be Alisoto. Off her right foot, towards the far post, missed by Silva through the air, and it drops down. Looking to counter here, Alianza, and it's poked away. Soto was transferred from Pachuca in December of 2024. Has 8 appearances with the senior national team, Soto. But a great young career for the U17 and U20 Mexican national team. And when she was on the U20 roster in 2023, they beat the United States for the Concacaf Championship that year. Went on to the World Cup. Played wide, lifted, Seo Pasenwe open, Valadez gets a touch on it. And it's pushed away, Soto looking for a second shot. Monroy settles, moves to her right. Well, Valadez already has been tested. And she's been a brick wall so far. And we're 10 minutes in, no score yet between Monterrey and Alianza. And this one looked like a sure thing for Seo Pasenwe. She was wide open. Again, Valadez doing a lot of great work, but her defenders are getting lost. That was Hernandez who got caught looking. Tatiana Hawkins the other way for Alianza. Sticking a leg out. As Calderon. Garcia. Soto. Birkenroad. It's very good at holding it up for Monterrey. Seo Pasenwe. Soto has lots of space to operate. Shoots with her left foot. Valadez. Off the rejection. Birkenroad weaving through defenders. Everybody swarms. There's a chance and it's wide. Restrepo can't finish. Here's a look at that shot from Soto. Diving, punching it away. Valadez. Another fantastic stop, and it did look like it might have hit the hand of Presley. And we play on. Ortiz, head on a swivel, Birkenroad behind her. A little bit of pressure here for Monterrey, and it works out. Gonna stay in the final third. Quick throw to Alisoto. Garcia. Restrepo. Soto. Seopasenwe looking for Birkenroad. Monroy muscles it away. They're trying to touch that to Garcia. Regained again by Monterrey. On the underlapping run, Calderon trying to get a cross off. Stockman, our center referee. And here comes a corner kick for the Mexican side.
Nikki, be ready. Get tighter to the post. Right there.
Soto off the set piece. Header, Silva. Valadez gets a touch on it. Second chance. No. Birkenroad still in the area. Lifted for Silva, and she finishes. De Silva rising for the header. And the Brazilian tallies for Monterrey. Well, it's her first year with the club, and it's a good start for the home side. Well, look at this. How many chances has Monterrey had this early in a match, and she missed the first header, Silva, on this sequence, and then Birkenroad just lifts, and it's well placed, Silva. And just hops past the keeper. It's a second goal scored by Monterrey. The Concacaf W Champions Cup here in 2025, 2026, this edition of the tournament, and it's the first lead that they've had. Well, now they look to protect it. And for Alianza, this is now 10 unanswered goals, not even through 3 games. Soto, Garcia, Presley. Now the other way here, Rodriguez for Alianza. Stepping to Calderon, ricochets off a defender. Rodriguez again, and it's swiped by Soto. Birkenroad touches wide, here's a chance. Valadez says no. Boy, she might earn her paycheck today. Oh, whiff tackle. Seopasenwe off the pass from Garcia, touching it back to Birkenroad. And the flag goes up. Offside, the call. Another look at this. This is a good leading pass, but Seopasenwe was just a hair offside. That is a good call by our assistant referee. Webb. Hernandez has to backtrack, uses her keeper, Valadez. Guillen, the 21-year-old. Well, this Alianza team has won 4 consecutive championships in El Salvador. La Primera Femenina. So they won both the 2024 Apertura and the 2025, excuse me, Clausura. Extremely successful in El Salvador. Restrepo. Silva, who just scored for Monterrey. Oh, played centrally. Birkenroad slides behind her. Well, Birkenroad uses her height. She just holds up so well. Very experienced player, joined this club in 2020. 32 years old, but also played in the NWSL, played abroad in Europe. Seopasenwe. Fighting for it, Garcia now, Birkenroad on the underlapping run. Garcia, 23 caps for the Mexican national team. She's been everywhere on the pitch so far. Monroy, a little bit short. And it's cleared for now. Has been in the final third for pretty much this entire game for Monterrey. As finally there's a little bit of relief in the midfield. Well, Alvarez looking on as the interim head coach. It's only been a couple of weeks that he's been in this position. And animated there, Sosa. Still plenty of time for Alianza to get back into this game, but it does feel like they're in danger of giving up a second goal. Played long though, off the bounce. This looks promising to Hawkins, who takes a shot. And a bit of a light shot there. No issue for Manrique. Soto, off the turn, Seopasenwe, picking up speed. Surveys, back to Soto, who shoots off the post. Well, Alice Soto was trying to go far corner and was pretty close. Slams that off the woodwork, but she had Valadez beat. Soto does have a goal this year in Liga MX Femenil play. Soto. Evangelista. And it skips wide. Well, this is Group B action, and Gotham, having won yesterday against Vancouver, has 9 points at the top of the table. But not everybody has played the same amount of games, so this group has not been decided yet. Washington Spirit are in second place with 2 victories. And games are staggered over the course of 5 weeks in the group stage. Ortiz looking to play it long for Hawkins. And sent to Manrique. Silva still has the lone goal in this game for Monterrey. Came through the air. Across from Birkenroad. That's where we sit. A little chip there to Restrepo. Evangelista, the 30-year-old, cut off there by Presley. On the interception, and her pass gets through. Carpio just can't get something going here for Alianza. A credit to this back line that's been playing pretty high for Monterrey. They haven't really let anything past them. Midfield as well. Just continue to regain the ball back. Possession has to be very lopsided in this game. Garcia. Seopasenwe. Soto. Birkenroad calling for it, off the leg of Presley. Evangelista. Soto. Splits two defenders, fires from distance, and it's over the crossbar. Well, Soto, a couple of good chances in a row. We'll see this one again. That's from far out. And nearly with some texture to bend it home. Oh, Rodriguez dispossessed. Garcia. Silva. Restrepo. The Colombian. Soto. Lofts it wide. Calderon. Chance to fire. And it's right to Valadez. Bit of a grimace there for Garcia. She wanted a better shot. That was a very good showing for Monterrey in 2024-2025 Concacaf Champions Cup. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. 1 point off of Gotham to reach the semifinal, and we know that Gotham went on to win the entire tournament, so they were very, very close. Soto, leading pass, Evangelista right into Valadez. And another denial by the keeper for Alianza. She is keeping this team in the game. Rodriguez loses a handle on it. Garcia, Birkenroad, taking it to the wing. Birkenroad's cross, Valadez has it. Well, it's a heavy touch there. Rodriguez. Agundez. And possession staying with Alianza. Hernandez. Webb. And it did knock into the arm of Monroy. See this again? Yep. Estadio BBVA is a home for Monterrey. Hawkins hunting. Calderon just boxes it out. Off the throw from Calderon. Restrepo. Garcia looking to build. Quick passes to Soto. Zeopisenwe. Into space, underlapping run. It's Monroy, whips it across, slips through. What a beautiful sequence for Monterrey. Another goal. And it's a picture-perfect build. Oh, the Mexican side rolling. Evangelista benefits there. And Diana Evangelista, the second goal scorer in this game. But we could take this all the way back. How many passes that connected there. for the Liga MX Femenil side. And it's exactly how you would draw it up. And that cross from Monterrey. Evangelista able to just follow through, takes a little tap, and it's 2-0. So Silva the first to score for Monterrey, and then Evangelista scores the next. And now it's 11 unanswered goals for Alianza in the Champions Cup this season. Hawkins moves towards the middle. And the flag goes up. Offside, the call against Agundez. Well off Agundez. These are the types of things that just can't really happen when you're trying to make a comeback with a limited possession time that we've seen for Alianza. Silva. Seo Pasenwe. 1v1. Off her left foot. Kind of a cross, kind of a shot there. Was looking for Evangelista on the back post. We'll see this again. Curls it around. It looked like it might actually float in. It was a little wider than it looked originally. Silva, Soto. Seo Pasenwe. Restrepo. Option was Birkin Road. Garcia. Got stepped on there, and a free kick's coming for Monterrey, and Garcia looks uncomfortable. Well, the captain for Monterrey trying to stretch that ankle out. See this again. Yeah, she just got stepped on. Only 15 minutes to go in the first half. Already a 2-0 lead for Monterrey. Very threatening spot for a free kick coming up. Soto, straight to goal, Valadez, crashing in, Seo Pasenwe, and the South African holding her leg. Well, Valadez couldn't cleanly grab, and then Ortiz kind of got in the way of her getting that rebound. There was confusion, and she trips up Seo Pasenwe as she comes out. Looks like Seo Pasenwe's okay. Soto, missed. Birkin Road has a chance here. The leading scorer for Monterrey shoots. Valadez off the kick save. Seo Pasenwe. Valadez nearly has it. but it's a goal for the South African. Well, it's a valiant effort from the keeper for Alianza. And she nearly had it. Kind of gave her a chance because it was in the air for a while for Sao Pasenwe. And now it's 3-0 Monterrey. Take a look at this. It's a missed interception. It could be costly. Birkenroad against Ortiz. The kick save, Sao Pasenwe on the header. Nearly for Valadez. Not much else you can ask for from your keeper in that stretch, but Sao Pasenwe, despite its height, drops in. On the home side, feeling pretty good. This is the most goals given up by Alianza in Concacaf W Champions Cup first half. They gave up just 2 to Washington, ultimately gave up 5 in the second half. They're not trending in the right direction, that's for sure, Alianza. Sao Pasenwe dribbles, looking to get past a defender. And it's a foul against the forward, the winger for Monterrey. Sao Pasenwe, Webb, using her keeper, Valadez. Webb again, being bothered by Monroy. Presley. Given right back to Garcia. Soto, momentum forward. Making a run, Monroy, and it just rolls to Valadez. One of the easier things she's had to deal with today. This game could easily be 5-0 if not for a couple of really good saves from the Alianza keeper. Carpio. Manrique on the other side. Pretty slow day for her. Haven't seen any action. Silva, Enrique, 10 minutes to go in the first half. 3 different goal scorers for Monterrey. Evangelista, Silva, and Sao Pasenwe. Birkenroad plays it behind, and it's flicked towards Birkenroad. Valadez, Soto, and the keeper brings it home for Alianza. Garcia, Birkenroad, Monroy, cleared for Alianza. Silva rushes to it, and Alianza sitting back defensively. Rodriguez. Hawkins sprints 2, winning that foot race there. Calderon. Silva. Garcia. Restrepo. Soto. Evangelista. Plays it centrally. Soto, heel pass. Right to Rodriguez for Alianza. Looking to counter now for the side for El Salvador. Now she doesn't have numbers. So pulls it back to possess. And Soto all over her. Two defenders. Silva. Manrique. Garcia. Slicing through to Soto. Breezing past the defender. Soto shoots. And she's wide. Oh, very festive as the fans here for Monterrey. Hoping to see a victory. In a pretty good spot so far. Not even through the first half, a 3-0 lead. Silva. Sopasenwe. Evangelista. That was the second goal today. Closing in, Restrepo. Evades the defense and is off with her shot. A left-footed shot. Did take a deflection though, so it's a corner kick for Monterrey. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Soto. Silva. She's been the option through the air this entire game on these set pieces. Birken Road. Tapped away by Presley. Pasenwe's wide open, takes a shot, and Ortiz got a piece of that one. The captain in the back for Alianza. But Alianza has been caught so many times just ball watching, and players have been able to sneak in unaccounted for this Monterrey side. Another corner for Soto. Silva. And it's headed down by Ortiz. Evangelista. Ortiz again. Disrupts there and another corner kick. Soto on the in-swinger. Silva through the air, rising for it. And Birkenroad looking for a second ball now. Restrepo on the service. Silva again, drops through. Evangelista and Valadez, another denial. Another point-blank stop for Alianza's starting keeper tonight. Webb, or passes off. Restrepo, aggressive there, Agundez. Oh, look at this again, off this solid service, and it misses Silva, and instead it lands right to the feet of Evangelista. Almost better. Right there is Valadez. Well, this first half has been action-packed for Monterrey, at least. Calderon on the run. Off the cross, intended for Birkenroad, instead with Alianza. Kept in the area, though. Webb. Off the press. Silva. Had Rodriguez on her back. Handled it nicely. Scoring got started in the 14th minute from Silva. And 2 more added for Monterrey. Soto. Garcia. Evangelista. Oh, Soto maybe wanted a volley there. Agundez has it swiped. Soto from distance again. Off the deflection and in. 4 goals for Monterrey. Alice Soto, the 19-year-old, creating on that one. And it's a dream first half for the Mexican side. Well, she's had a couple shots from distance, as you see the celebration. Soto in this game. And this one not the cleanest, but it starts from Garcia just winning it back. And yeah, it slams into a defender here. Looks like it's off Hawkins. And in. Actually, it's Presley. But when you continue to take those chances, something's got to give. Well, that trio of Monroy and Seo Pasenwe, Soto, all smiles as we enter stoppage time in this first half. Well, it's going to take us to the end of the first half. 4 goals for Monterrey, 4 different goal scorers in this game. We've seen Silva, Evangelista, Soto, and Seo Pasenwe all contribute. Alianza has a lot to discuss. They are down. There's a hefty lead for the home side, the Mexican side, Monterrey, over Alianza after 45 minutes of play here in the Concacaf W Champions Cup. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Concacaf W Champions Cup. It's Monterrey versus Alianza. So Monterrey, a Mexican side, Alianza out of El Salvador. And right away, this Monterrey team just came out swinging. This is the captain Garcia with an early look. Valadez had a whole slew of saves. This is just one. The keeper for the El Salvador side really doing a lot of good work, but her team not really backing her up. This one just tapped away. You could see Seo Pasenwe was looming on the back post. Birkenroad lives, and Silva through the air on the second chance. That would be the first goal in the 14th minute. And the Brazilian, the center back, so pleased with that finish, and it would set the tone for the rest of this match. And it comes from Birkenroad. He's getting into a dangerous spot. A really good service there, the one touch from Birkenroad. That's just one goal in this game. Soto hits one off the post for Monterrey. Another look at this, off the woodwork. This is just the end of what was a wonderful build and sequence for Monterrey. Evangelista benefits from it, but it was 8 or 9 just passes that connected, starting all the way back from the back line. It was a great moment for Monterrey, perhaps the best goal of the game. And that would make it 2-0. Birkenroad not done yet for Monterrey. Goes to work. Off the initial save from Valadez, Seo Pasenwe is able to head it home. Some airtime there, but it drops in. Valadez gives it her best shot to try to save it off the line. That would make it 3-0 Monterrey. It's been all Monterrey in this game. One back here fighting for it. Soto takes a shot, and it takes a deflection and goes in. Alice Soto from distance, creating there, and it's off of Presley, the defender. There's a better look at this, off of Presley's backing in. And that would take us to the end of the first half. A lot to talk about for Alianza. They are down big to Monterrey after 45 minutes. 4-0 the score. As we take a look at the stats, 22 shots, 12 shots on target for Monterrey, 1 shot total for Alianza in this game, 71% possession for Monterrey. We'll take a break, come back with the start of the second half after this. on Alianza Concacaf W Champions Cup, and we've only played one half here in Mexico. It looks like Katy Martinez is ready to come in for the home side. This team is stretching out, all smiles, feeling good. Monterrey, 4 different goal scorers in the first half. It started with Day Silva, the center back, on a cross from Birkenroad, a service really from Birkenroad through the air. Then we saw a goal from Evangelista on a great build for Monterrey. Jermaine Seopesenwe got in on the fun off a header. And then the final goal, Alice Soto took a deflection off of a defender in Presley, shot outside the box, and that would make it a 4-goal lead for Monterrey. Well, the ultimate goal for them was to bounce back after a 2-1 loss to Gotham to start their journey in the Concacaf W Champions Cup 2025-2026 tournament. And of course, to, I think, respond after what's been a difficult stretch for them, letting go their head coach in Valverde, struggling a little bit in Liga MX Femenil. And it's exactly how interim head coach Alvarez would have drawn this first half up. We'll see what happens in the second. Well, again, I'm Maura Sheridan. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight as we prepare to kick off second half. A couple of subs to tell you about here for this Monterrey side. Birkenroad's going to come out. Katy Martinez comes in. Off the steal, Rodriguez driving forward against Silva, and Silva's able to get there. And we also see Nicole Perez come in. Diana Garcia comes out. And the final change, Emily Gilnick in, and Evangelista is out. And then Alianza making a couple of subs as well. But first, the other side, looking for a shot. Gilnick off the cross. Her option was Martinez. Webb. Pulled back here. So the subs for Alianza. Nadia Martinez in. Out Cabrera. And Gladys Uyaba comes in, and out is Carpio. Well, those are your changes for both of the sides active at the break to make some subs. Off the header, just a little bit high there. Well, Emily Gilnick, Australian international. Typical starter with this Monterrey team, coming in off the bench, was a transfer in July of this year, playing in the A-League, which is the professional league in Australia. She was with Melbourne Victory at 20 goals over the course of 2 seasons, but Gilnick, a staple with the Australian national team on the women's side, 62 caps with Australia. Soto. There's Perez, one of the subs here. Joined this club, Clausura 2021, so she's a long-standing part of this roster. Crashing in, off the crossbar. Perez can't finish. Oh, what a look there. Oh, the sub almost immediately made some noise, but it hits the woodwork. Soto. Off the header, high, Gilnick. Good chance, and it doesn't look like Monterrey is taking their foot off the gas even with these changes. Perez. You can see some of the water come off the crossbar after, and then Gilnick soars that one over, with these subs picking up where this team left off in the first 45 minutes. Seo Pasenwe, Soto. Seo Pasenwe's open. Probably could have taken the shot herself. Instead, she opts to cross to Martinez. Webb just trying to get it out of the final third. Soto. Seo Pasenwe. Hawkins. Silva on the combination. Martinez. Manrique out, and a soft pass. Off the steal, a chance for Alianza, and a tie. Well, Manrique almost got punished for that one. We'll see this again. Manrique is off her line, well off her line, and just not a great pass. Well, it's Group B action, still the group stage, Concacaf W Champions Cup. Rodriguez just almost scored on that last play. She'll want that one back, but maybe it's some life for this Alianza team. Being shoved off the ball there, Agundez. It's muscled back for Monterrey. Gilnick floats it in the 18, takes a shot with her right foot and misses. Silva. Perez. Seo Pasenwe. Spins. Counter run. Past one defender. Perez on the service. And a bit of a pile up there. Valadez is down and the shot's high. Got a forward player down for Monterrey. It looks like it's Soto on that contact with Valadez. And she definitely bore the brunt of it. Well, the 19-year-old holding her head, which is concerning. And the training staff comes out. Yeah, Soto just got clipped from behind. Got the shoulder of Valadez, who was trying to punch this one away. And it actually was Ortiz who heads it away. Agundez, trouble with that one. Hawkins. Presley. A defender, now Valadez. Calderon. Holding her back as she lands. Maseo Pasenwe called for the foul. Well, we haven't seen many set pieces for Alianza. This is pretty far back, but they'll take what they can get in this game. Webb. And right away, stolen by Soto. Not the look you would want if you're Alianza. They've given up 7 goals in the second half, the previous 2 matches. Calderon. With the pace, Seo Pasenwe. Calderon, Seo Pasenwe, just out of reach. And Calderon is limping a little bit. A couple of subs coming in here for Alianza. Raquel Ramirez will come in. Agundez comes out. And then Paula Seren comes in, and Guillen comes out. So Alianza can make 1 more sub in this game. They've used 4 already, and 2 sub windows. Gilnick, Soto. Pass the defender, Seo Pasenwe, and Valadez another kick stop. Soto. Rejected there by Ortiz. Webb. Heel pass to Soto. Gilnick, the Australian, taking on 2 defenders. Gives it back to Soto. Now serves it up, Seo Pasenwe. Lazing in, no shot. Hawkins trying to get the touch. Presley. Cleared by Valadez. Calderon. Silva taking her space. Plays it long. Presley and Ortiz. Seo Pasenwe. Got the step on Hawkins, and a corner kick's coming. Valadez ready. She's had a great game, despite this team giving up 4 goals. Far post, Gilnick, and it's over the crossbar again. She's been open. Let's sail 2 now, maybe 3 over the net. I'm pretty calm here, the fans for Monterrey at Estadio BBVA. They've had the lead this entire game, scored in the 14th minute, and haven't looked back. Seo Pasenwe at it again. She already has a goal today. Off a cross, over the head of Valadez, and in! Well, the keeper launched her body for that one, but it's just over her fingertips from Seo Pasenwe. It's a first goal in the second half for Monterrey. We'll see this again. And it just takes a positive bounce to Seo Pasenwe. She does not have an angle at all. It looks like it took a deflection off of Presley, and because of that, Valadez didn't know where exactly that was gonna go. This is difficult to deal with, but then she had it leaning back off her fingertips and in. So a kind of a wonky play that Monterrey benefits from. Well, half an hour to go in this one. And it's 5-0 Monterrey over Alianza. As we restart here. I'll say Pasenwe is down right now. And the trainer is ready to come on to look at the South African and see what happened there. Oh yeah, it was just a hard pass, but the way and the spot in which it hit her ankle had it twist around. I'm sure that did not feel good. I'm trying to walk it off. Seo Pasenwe, she's had a good day. Here's another look at this. Yeah, just a really weird spot that it hits. Soto. Silva. Gilnick. Valadez off the bounce, no issue. And rolls it out for Hawkins. Alianza still has not scored in this tournament. Shut out in the first two, shut out right now against Monterrey. Soto. Manrique. Alianza did see its best chance in the second half. It was a poor pass from Manrique, and Rodriguez just couldn't convert after. Soto sliding that one forward. Gilnick touches that right to Presley. Sopasenwe. Restrepo. Into the 18, Monroy, dispossessed, Webb with some energy. Slicing that, trying to carve through. Silva denies. Tumbling down Silva, now she has to race. They didn't have numbers, Alianza. Well, officially they call that an own goal off of Valadez, that last goal that we've seen. It makes sense. It hit off her fingertips and in. Hawkins got tripped. Sub for Monterrey. Alison Villos comes in. Sopasenwe comes out. Finishes with a goal, creates the last goal, for Monterrey. Very solid performance in her first start here in Concacaf W Champions Cup. Webb, finally in the attacking third, but way off on the shot. Gilnick. Martinez. Collides with a defender there. Soto. Pass right to her. For Gilnick in a space. Gilnick wide open, shoots, and is off. Emily Gilnick frustrated on that one. Very close for Monterrey. Would be goal number 6. Just a bit of a lazy pass. Looked like Gilnick was offside potentially, but collects, fires, and off the mark. Ulloa. Webb. Soto for Monterrey. Things opening up a little bit because Alianza a little more aggressive, and here comes Gilnick looking to take advantage. Shoots right into Valadez, who makes the stop. Well, Valadez 1v1 has been very good tonight. She's found herself in that position multiple times in this game. Another look at this, Gilnick. She's hunting for that goal, but she's missed a couple of times, and that time it hits it right into the keeper, Valadez. Valadez, a press for Gilnick and the rest of this Monterrey squad. Perez. Soto. Counter on. Sprints two. Whips it across. Out of the 18 for now. Soto gets a step, moves it to her left. And it's nudged away by Alianza. Rodriguez. Pulled off the ball. Rodriguez is down. Gilnick. "20 minutes to go. Just one goal for Monterrey in the second half. Soto! A big shot there. All of her looks have been from, pretty much all of them have been from outside the 18. We'll see this again. This is an earlier moment. Rodriguez perhaps got fouled. It wasn't called. Rodriguez is down again. Actually, here's Rodriguez, excuse me, against Silva. And she's offside. A Sosa, difficult day for Alianza in the Concacaf W Champions Cup. Martinez. Kenny Martinez, Restrepo. Soto squares. Hops to Hawkins. Monroy fights for it. 69% possession with Monterrey. Honestly, I thought it would have been even more lopsided. Gilnick. It's been all Monterrey in this game. 4 goals in the first half, 1 in this second. Martinez. Restrepo with a shot. And it's off. Going into this game, Restrepo was the only player to score for Monterrey. Not the case anymore. 4 different goal scorers and an own goal. does not have numbers, taking on the defense by herself. Martinez, past Ortiz, powers through again, Katy Martinez. And that would have been something if she scored after beating 2 defenders. Well, Katy Martinez, experienced player, Liga MX Femenil, also played for Club America and Tigres. We'll see this again. Off her left foot. Just a tad off. Martinez was the hero in the 97th minute in the 2024 Apertura. Needed another goal, Monterrey, to tie the game on aggregate. A championship match, and because of that goal from Martinez, forced it into a shootout that Monterrey ultimately won. So pretty epic fashion, a pretty epic way to win it all for Monterrey. Soto. Gilnick. Not too far ahead of Soto. Got ripped down by Monroy. Monroy gets a yellow card. It's the first booking that we've seen in this game. Off the steal, Calderon. Couple of options. The shot, past Valadez. And a pick basically set there to reject the ball from going in. We'll see this. Veloz. She collides at the end. Oh, this is the yellow card back on Monroy. Ortiz is going to have to step off. Looks like Stockman or officials motioning that some sort of, or she needs to get her head looked at. Soto. Gilnick. Off her left foot, header in. It's Katy Martinez, and it's 6-0 Monterrey. All the subs combining in that one for the Liga MX team, and they're rolling. Another look at this. Was way too much space to operate for everybody involved in this one. I mean, look how open Martinez is. She walks in between two defenders untouched. It's a great service from Gilnick. And just heads it home. Does Martinez. Frustrations for Alianza. Right back at it, Martinez on the turn. This is 15 goals given up by Alianza in 3 games. Potentially another one. Soto! Lovely stuff. Little trickery there from Alice Soto. Her second goal of the game. The 19-year-old with the brace as we see this again. So make that 16 goals given up by Alianza. So again, seeking behind. Little heel shot from Soto. Cool, calm and collected on the ball. Fancy footwork. And now 3 goals in this second half. Soto dancing, as she should be. What a performance from Monterrey after losing their first game to Gotham. This is the exact score for Alianza when they played their first game against the Washington Spirit. Sub coming in for Monterrey. Samantha Cimentel comes in. Monroy comes out. She was playing on a yellow. And that's the last sub that Monterrey can make. Gilnick. Shoots, another one. And it's called back. Believe it was a handball. It did look like that initially as she controlled. We'll see it again. Yes, stops that with her hand, can't do that, not basketball. Off the cross, and Martinez, let's touch wide. Well, for Monterrey, next Concacaf game is October 2nd against Vancouver Rise. And then they'll take on Washington to end their Concacaf W Champions Cup group stage journey. But this performance. Definitely making a statement to the teams at the top of the table, Washington and Gotham. Monterrey saying, hey, we've come here to play, and they still have a couple more games to go, as compared to Gotham, who only has one more game to go in the group stage. Alianza, next team is against Rise Academy. That's October 16th. They just have one more match to try to walk away with a win. Gilnick. Presley. Gilnick had one called back because it was a handball. Valadez with the stop. Well, Soto on this corner kick. Everything else here for Monterrey is just gravy, but the more goals they can pour on, goal difference could be a tiebreaker down the road, so they're not going to take their foot off the gas here. Soto off her left foot, bends it, Gilnick, and Soto scores! It's a hat trick for the 19-year-old. Monterrey up on Alianza. Posing for the photo there. And this Soto starts on the corner kick. And it really looks, I mean, she's looking for the, she's looking for the service here to Gilnick, but it ends up in the back of the net. It doesn't matter how you do it. Ended up being a really well-placed shot from distance. Not sure that was her intention. But a hat trick for Alice Soto. 8 goals for Monterrey. 4 goals in the first, 4 in the second now. Well, the final minutes of this one between Alianza and Monterrey. Soto. Velos. Perez. Driving, Velos, off the cross, Presley, oh, still in the box. Off the service. Monterrey. Velos hesitates. Soto right into the defense there. Hits that off of Martinez. And now Hawkins looks uncomfortable. Immediately cramping up. Oh, this defense has had to do a lot of work for Alianza because Monterrey's been on the front foot this entire game. Hawkins still getting stretched out. Alianza making their final sub of this game. Rosemary Mendoza comes in, and out is Hawkins. Velos. Of stoppage time in the second half between Alianza and Monterrey. Gilnick curls around. Soto wanted 4. Velos up the flank. But tapping that away is the new addition, Mendoza. 90 seconds to go. Silva. Gilnick. The Australian gets a stab. And for Alianza, they're just hoping to stay strong and not allow a 9th goal. Gilnick. Calderon. Misses. Looking for another, no. And there's a final whistle, an 8-0 statement victory for Monterrey over Alianza. Monterrey with their first win here in the Concacaf W Champions Cup. And Alianza now 3 straight shutout losses. 4 goals in the first half for Monterrey, 4 in the second. A complete performance. And they're hoping this drives them forward in the Concacaf W Champions Cup group stage.
En español o en inglés.
Bueno, Alice, primero felicidades porque fuiste la jugadora del partido. ¿Qué impresión te dejó el juego de hoy?
Gracias. Y pues nada, yo creo que estamos entrenando para rescatar este torneo también, al igual de la liga, entonces creo que hicimos lo que trabajamos y pues eso es un paso más para lo que queremos.
¿Qué tan importante fue anotar tan contundentemente en un torneo que es muy cerrado y se podría definir por diferencia de goles?
Pues nada, yo creo que para mí es un orgullo poder aportar para mi equipo y pues no sé, como te digo, al final si es un torneo que se puede definir por goles, entonces por eso intentamos meter los más que podamos cuando podamos, entonces sí.
Muchas gracias y felicidades.
Gracias a ustedes.
Pasa por allá. Ashley, bueno, un partido complicado el día de hoy. ¿Qué aprendizaje les deja este torneo?
So, complicated game, definitely. We came out to play, but sometimes things fall short in the way. We're missing one of our key players today. But going forward, we have to just continue to play. If not, then we're going to continue into Canada the same way, but we have to come out with one win during this tournament. Have to.
Justamente eso, qué importante es para El Salvador este tipo de competencias.
Super importante. So important for El Salvador porque the Liga Femenina no está on top. We're growing, everyone's growing, and this year more players from Estados Unidos came in different teams, and we're just trying to grow. Lots of growth right now.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Gracias.
Chamelo.
Let's take a look at the highlights. Concacaf W Champions Cup. Alianza meeting Monterrey. These two teams kicking off from Estadio BBVA, and right away, Birken Road with a little service. This in the first half, and Silva, the center back, with the header. That would make it 1-0. Now the Brazilian rising for this one, sets a tone for the rest of this game. And Alice Soto hits this one off the post. Didn't miss much in this game. Had a lot of shots though. Soto, the 19-year-old, then this was off of a great build, a great sequence for Monterrey. Evangelista with the goal on this one. It's a cross from Monroy, and that would make it 2-0. Birken Road continues. Save initially by Valadez, and then the header off the side of Seo Pasenwe, and ultimately it lands in the net despite Valadez giving it her best effort here. Lunged for it, but just couldn't knock it out. So at that point it's 3-0. This is still the first half. Then regained by Soto. It takes a deflection off of a defender there, and that would make it 4-0. So Monterrey still in the first 45 minutes asserting dominance. Then we come out for the second half. Wondering if Alianza could at least find the back of the net, something they hadn't done in the two previous games, but Seo Pasenwe has different ideas. She creates this one, and it's just a wonky play. It takes a deflection. When you see the second replay, it takes a deflection and Valadez just can't get there. So it's off the leg of Presley, and then Valadez has to reach behind her, and she just can't get there. So that would make it 5-0, now 6-0. Katy Martinez adds another. Martinez came in as a sub, that cross from Gilnick. And then Alice Soto gets in behind the defense, a heel shot and in. Her second goal of the night. And some trickery on this play from Soto. Creativity on the ball, and then Soto looks like she's gonna cross this one off a service. Ends up basically being a fantastic shot. And she places it well, her third goal. And Soto very pleased, this entire team, Monterrey, very pleased with this performance after losing to Gotham in game number 1 in the Champions Cup. To respond this way at home, 8-0 against Alianza. Alvarez, this entire side, happy with this performance. As we take a look at the stats from this game, they are incredibly lopsided. 1 shot on target for Alianza in this game, 42 shots for Monterrey, 18 shots on target to go along with 8 goals. 8-0 the final, Monterrey with the win over Alianza. That's gonna do it from our entire crew. I'm Maura Sheridan saying so long from Mexico. Have a fantastic night, everyone.